Welcome to class. We are discussing the concept of addition in the set r to the power of n. We know that r to the power of n is usually the n copies of r. We call it the n copies of r, n copies of r, and this is denoted to be r times r times r, and I will introduce the ellipsis times r, and we assume that this is in n times. Now, if I bring in the concept of Cartesian products, you see that we have this said to be the set of distinct n elements, each x1, x2, x3, xn, such that this xi is an element of real number. That is, each of these are element of real number for 1 less than I and I less than n. Now this is the set. Now how do we add elements of r to the power of n? This is how we add it. If x bar and y bar belongs to this particular set, this implies that x bar would be equal to and for y bar there exists y1, y2 to yn such that y bar is equal to this particular ordered n elements. Now how do we add this? The only way we can add this is the first term, the first element we add to the first element, the second element we add to the second element, and the third element we add to the third element, the n element we add to the n element. Now this is the outcome of the sum. It becomes x1, x2, x3, xn added to y1, y2, y3, yn. We have the resultant effect to be x1, the first element we add to the first element, we have x1 plus y1, then we'll bring down our comma. The second element we add to the second element, the third we add to the third. That is how it moves. So we obtain the result to be and I introduce my 3 dots, which we obtain to be this other one. Now, if there is any scalar, let's assume there is a scalar if for any scalar alpha and any x bar element of r to the power of n, you see that r to the power of n implies that each element will be of n elements. So x bar will be equal to x1 and x2, x3 to xn. Alpha and against or multiplying this becomes alpha, and we bring down these values. the resultant effect becomes the resultant effect becomes this alpha will multiply each of these first element, second element, third element, and to nth element. So we have alpha multiplying x1, comma, alpha multiplying x2, alpha multiplying x3, three dots introduced, and alpha multiplying xn. This is called the scalar multiplication. This is called the scalar multiplication. Thanks for watching.